Here we have two of the greatest golfers of my generation, and the impact positions look very different, notably the left arm. The reason why is because they're two completely different swings. One I call the hammer, the other I call the whip. And in this video, I'm going to cover how to get to those positions and why mixing and matching these two swings have created the longest headaches for you out on the golf course. But first, let's go over the commonalities because that becomes fundamentals for both types of swings. Starting from the ground up, I see their weight shifted towards their lead foot. I also see their hands are in front of the golf ball. That means that the club head is compressing into the golf ball, giving you a powerful strike. Third, I also see the head position. Both players have their head behind the golf ball, giving them balance to get into that perfect impact position. But the most important commonality that these two players have is that at the moment of impact, when they strike the ball, both of them feel like they're in complete control. And what do I mean by that? At the moment of impact, both players, using different swings, feel like they can push the golf ball towards their target line that they're aiming for. So when you're about to hit a shot, there's a target, like a pin, or you might be aiming for a tree, a certain part of a tree, or it might be part of the fairway that you see, which is your target. If you create a line between the ball and that target, that is the target line. Assuming that you're hitting a dead straight shot, you want the ball to stay on that target line for as long as possible. The best players in the world, at the moment of impact, feel like they're pushing the golf ball towards that target line, whether it's this way or it's this way. The reason why you're having issues and the reason why a lot of instructors are getting this mixed up is because these two swings have different movements from the starting position, but more importantly, have different movements of the lower body from the top of the backswing. So let's go over the two types of swings. The whip. From the top of the backswing, as you start to unwind in the whip swing, the weight shifts left, the hip begins to clear. As that hip begins to clear, all that torque and rotational power that you're creating from the ground moves up this chain all the way up past the hips, past the torso, past the chest, all the way up to the upper part of the left arm, then down the left arm, down to the fingertips of the left hand, through the fingertips of the right hand, up the shaft to the club head. This is one athletic motion where the unwinding happens all at once at the ball. And there's a big release. When you look at the best players who play this way, their swing looks effortless. Their swing looks smooth. Their ball flight is high. And the best of them can work the ball both ways. And their club head speed is usually a little bit faster. The other way is the hammer. In the hammer swing, the club face stays square to the target line for as long as possible, all the way up to the top of the backswing, and tries to stay square throughout the entire swing. On the top of the backswing position, as you start to unwind, the weight shifts left towards the target, but your hip should not rotate. The weight shifts and stays there. As your weight shifts and stays there, your left knee stays flexed for as long as you can to give your arms and hands enough time to smash into the ball this way. I'm going to say that again. With the hammer swing, from the top of the backswing, the weight transitions and shifts left, but does not rotate on its own. The weight shifts, and then the arms and hands pull the club towards the ball and smashes it into the back of the ball. When I think of the best players who play this way with a hammer swing, I think of Brooks Koepka. I think of John Rahm, Jordan Spieth. Old school would be Lee Trevino, Arnold Palmer. I also think of my father as well. When he was in his prime, he would have this hammer swing as well. In the hammer swing, the hand position is much more forward, meaning that the club face and the club head is being de-lofted manually. And as you hold that finish, the golf ball comes out like a rifle. I remember when I worked for this gentleman named Jumbo Ozaki. He was one of the greatest golfers from Japan. There was a moment when we were on the range, and this was when he was older too. He was, in his late 60s when I was with him. He hit a shot, and I knew instantly why this guy was so successful and how he made so much money playing this game. The ball came off like a rifle. It zoomed straight, like a bullet flying. And then it fell 2-3 yards to the right. Came off like a bullet, 2-3 yards to the right. He hit this probably 5-6 times in a row. And he could hit that same shot every single time. And on top of that, it was a fade. For the guys on tour, especially on the PGA Tour, a ball flight that is lower, that is created by this de-lofting, is a disadvantage if you don't hit a fade. If you hit a draw and it's a low trajectory, the ball is going to run more. And these players on tour are hitting into these greens that are like concrete. They're rock solid. So if you hit that type of shot, the players wouldn't be able to stop the ball on the green or stop the ball where they want to. So the only person that I know that I can think of that plays this hammer swing style and plays a draw is Zach Johnson. And that guy is like a freak of nature when it comes to the flexibility of his body, but also he's an amazing wedge player, So you'll see that the best wedge players, the greatest wedge players, usually had a hammer type of swing, okay? Both types of swings have created major champions. So neither one is wrong and neither one is right. If you mix these two up, then you're going to have real issues. You're going to cause chaos in your golf swing. That's truly why I think there's so much mix-up in this golf instruction industry, is because a lot of the instructors out there are mixing these two swings together, and you as a golfer are not getting better. I was teaching in San Diego. I had a player come, or an older gentleman. He came up to me and he said that he had been playing golf for 30 years. And he stayed a 25 handicap that whole time. And this guy played golf like at least 2 times a week, sometimes 3 times a week. How do you play golf 3 times a week for 30 years and not get any better? That doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? So what happens if you mix these two? What I see most, okay, is from the top of the backswing position, the way it shifts and rotates, but your hands are stuck underneath like this. This downswing for the arms and the upper body, this is for the hammer swing, where the right elbow leads, hits the golf ball, and then stays that way for as long as possible. That creates a playable shot, a major champion level playable shot, but it's a different type of swing. You have to know which one to do. If you mix and match, you're going to have misses. Simple as that. You might hit slices, you might hit hooks, you might hit duck hooks, you might hit blocks. All these can happen from that transition, and if your movement is not correct with your upper body and your lower body, and understanding which swing that you are, the ball is going to fly all over the place and you're going to have no ball control. So from this video, what I want you to take away is something simple. The greatest players in the world, at the moment of impact, feel like they're pushing the golf ball towards the target. They have a target line and they're trying to push it towards that. This is the whip. And this is the hammer. The reason why I don't teach the hammer type swing and I teach the whip swing only is because, number one, it's more anatomically correct. Everything releasing in sequence together creates a more flowing swing that also you don't have to manually deal off the club face because your left arm is close to your body. So you're able to utilize the loft on the club that was intended. So you get a higher ball flight. You also get the ability later on to shape shots both ways. And like we just discussed, because the ball flight is higher, you can hit a towering draw and still hit it into the green and be comfortable playing out there with that ball flight. And number 3, you're going to get more club head speed. Not to say that Brooks Koepka does not hit it far. Obviously he does, but that guy is built like a tank. And he would actually hit it further if he used this whip swing. But that's a whole nother story. The reason why this whip swing creates more club head speed, even if it's just a fraction, is because you're using the bigger muscles, your leg muscles, to enhance the power and speed of this club head, not your upper body. So if you came to me and you're a casual golfer, I won't teach you the hammer swing. I will teach you the whip swing. Because the whole point is for me to show you how to have fun playing this game. And the whip swing is more fun. It's more flowy. It's more artistic. If you're a professional and you're trying to make money off of this game, or you're in mid-tournament, or you're in the middle of a collegiate season, then I will give you the advice that you need. It depends who you are, but 99% of the time, if you come to me for advice, I will show you how to do the whip swing correctly. If you want to know more about that swing, take a look at the Golf Swing Mastery Guide video that I created first on this platform. And if you like content like this, like and subscribe.